Yes, people, welcome back to 1894 for a City versus Brentford preview. They gave us a tough game back in January. Let's get into our thoughts about this one. Right, Rebel, Brentford at home. You would think this would be a fairly straightforward, comprehensive win, but like I said in the introduction, they did give us a pretty tough game back in January. We won 1-0 thanks to a Phil Foden goal in the 17th minute. I remember that distinctly. And arguably, looking back on it in hindsight, which of course is a beautiful thing, they possibly should have got something from the game. Now, Brentford have been going through a run of probably bad form in comparison to how good they did start at the start of the season. They were beating teams at home and getting results against teams that people were not expecting for a team that hasn't been in the Premier League for 30, 40 years. But like I said, they did give us a tough one, and they have possibly leveled up since we last played them with the introduction of Christian Eriksen, who we know obviously had a horrible experience in the summer, but before that, which was the last time he played club football with Inter Milan, he is a super player. Whether he will feature in this game or not, I do not know. I hope he doesn't, because that definitely levels them up. How are you feeling going into this one? Obviously, it's at home this time, which is a big difference.
I mean, why wouldn't you be confident? They haven't even picked up a point since like the 8th of January in that, and that was even a cup game against Port Vale. They're coming in on dreadful form. We should be able to put them away fairly easily. But then you can also look at when we played them in their stadium, in their community stadium. It was tough. I mean, we had a couple of goals ruled out as well, but they went for us. They went out, played a good bit of football. They got in behind us numerous times. They play better football than half of the top six come and play. So it shouldn't be cut and dry, but I feel like we're going to come out relatively unscathed here.
You would like to think so, but that's the one thing I talk about in these previews against teams that, you know, aren't your traditional top fixtures or your tough fixtures, is complacency, and going into these fixtures without complacency and sticking to our usual game. Now, obviously, we haven't played a Premier League game in 2.5 odd weeks, which last time was against Southampton, a very minor blip. At the time, it felt like more of a blip. If you watched our review, I was very unhappy, but I've calmed down since then. It's really no big deal. We dropped 2 points. It is what it is. This is where we get back on the Premier League horse, get back into our role, get back and get another run going, because up until then, we had won something like 12 or 13 Premier League games in a row. And I don't see why we can't do something similar again. Would you agree?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, like, we were in our run then. Obviously, you know, it got ended, but what can you do? You were never going to go out and win 36 games in a row or whatever it was going to be. We dropped off. I mean, it's going to happen when you play that much football, but we're coming in now refreshed. Went down bad Fulham. And we're coming in high confidence. Maybe we want to get a few more players getting the confidence in, like we talked about before. Grealish wasn't exactly, you know, he was playing well, he was getting into those positions, didn't pull the trigger. This could be him starting to wake up and starting to pull that trigger. It's a big game. Obviously, we can't let up any more points because Liverpool are getting their players back. I think we're going to be motivated coming into it, but it could be the start of another beautiful run, really, to be honest, because we can't afford to let up points. And we saw what we were like in 2019 when we won it. We couldn't afford to drop points, and we didn't drop points, and we have the mentality to do it. We have better players, if anything, now to do it, so why won't we?
I'm rather glad we had that Fulham game on the weekend. I think coming straight into a Premier League game, like, no disrespect to the FA Cup, but I would much rather beat Brentford in the Premier League and get those important 3 points and hopefully kickstart to what we would like to see as another run. But the Fulham game was great for getting players back into essentially the match day routine, because for professional footballers who play 2 games a week, if not 3 sometimes, to have 2.5 weeks off completely is a long time, and you want to get back into the groove. It was great to get Mahrez back. Obviously, he had that experience to the AFCON, to get him back into our match day setup. He was phenomenal against Fulham. I have no doubt he will start for us against Brentford this weekend or on Wednesday night. So it's just a matter of players getting the oil back in the machine, getting finely tuned and getting ready for these big games coming on down the road. You know, we've got Champions League in a few weeks. There's a Manchester derby now not so far away. We'll start looking forward towards that one as well. It's just a matter of players putting their hand up, making their name, and getting themselves in the team sheet week in, week out. These are games when you start building towards the end of the season. I've said this a few times now recently. We're getting towards the beginning of the business end of the season, and each 3 points is absolutely crucial that we pick up, because obviously it was a minor blip, like I said, in Southampton, but now Liverpool have essentially an opportunity to go 6 points behind us if they can win their game in hand, which is against Leeds at home. I would imagine they will win. And they're looking confident, Liverpool. The introduction of that Luis Diaz guy, he got an assist the other day for them. They'll fancy their chances. They'll be full of belief. That's the way Jurgen Klopp teams play. They'll be full of belief. Liverpool have always been like that. They will be on our tails, and I've no doubt they will go right to the end with us. So we need to pick up these 3 points as we go along. There's not much we can say, I suppose, on this Brentford game in this part of the preview, because we know what they're like at home. We've already done that fixture. It was a tough game, but us at home are a different beast altogether. So I think the more interesting part is going to be who we have chosen for this game and why. So let's get over to our predicted starting 11 now. Right, so we're going to pop our predicted starting 11 up on screen right now for you to see. As always, get down below in the comments. Let us know all your thoughts. Would you pick anybody different? Is there anyone you'd like to see? Because these selections are always very interesting with the amount of quality we have in our teams. Now, we just noticed before we did the predicted starting 11 that Brentford haven't won a game since, when is it, Rel? You said the stat?
2nd of January, and it was a 2-1 win. I actually, my phone's over there. I can't remember who it was against, but they won one game in this calendar year, and the rest of them, I'm pretty sure they lost. I don't think they picked up a point, although, again, I could be dead wrong.
So they're obviously going through a run of poor form by what they would like, but every team that comes to the Etihad, it is a massive game for them. It is a massive chance for them to turn over the champions. They will come out all guns blazing. They will play their style and hopefully try to get something out of us because they'll feel hard done by from the last time. So for that said, we've gone with a pretty strong City team because we know Pep really, really wants to win these games. He wants to build momentum and he tries to put out as strong a team as possible whenever he can, really, Pep. So in goals, Ederson, as always, he got a break there against Fulham on the weekend. Zach Steffen did a pretty good job, but Ederson is back. I think he's untouchable in that position. I speak about him week in, week out. I don't need to go over again and again. He's the best in the business. That's what I say. Walker is the right full for us. He's all reliable. I think he'll do a good job. I don't see Brentford having a huge amount of the ball because that's just the way it always is when teams play against us. So our back four, even though we've gone with the strongest one, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, are the other three. We don't think Brentford, unless Eriksen does play and he's fully fit and he's ready to go, maybe him and Tony can link up and put us under pressure on the counter-attack. But anyway, it's a strong back four, Rella. What do you think of this?
Walker, I feel, is going to be crucial with their style. You know, obviously they're mainly a counter-attacking team. They like to get the ball when they can, but they know what they're against. They're going to want to counter-attack. I think Walker would be perfect for it. Cancelo as well, very underrated when it comes to his defensive work. He's very good at stopping counter-attacks too. They're both crucial. They have to be in there. You can take a chance now, especially we've been saying it now for the past 10 minutes that you can take a chance when we are getting our necks breathed down on by Liverpool, essentially. And you have to go with the best. If you can afford to put out the best, you have to put out the best. Is how I say it.
I think you hit the nail on the head there by the saying is you can't take the chance. You really can't take the chance. I know a lot of people are writing Liverpool off, and I don't know if it's a tactic to put more pressure on City, saying, the league's over, City are going to run away with it. You won't hear that from City fans, and that's just fact of the matter. You won't hear it from me, you won't hear it from Dara, you won't hear it from anyone from the 874 or any other City fans making content or on Twitter. We fully believe that Liverpool can catch us. We've done it ourselves to Liverpool, so that's why we've gone with these strong teams, and we will continue to do so while the players are available. In midfield, making a return into defensive midfield is Rodri. Obviously, he got a break against Fulham as well. Fernandinho did a great job as expected, but Rodri, I think, has overtaken him. I think it's fair to say now, make the statement, make it clear, put yourself out there. Rodri has overtaken Fernandinho in the pecking order through fantastic, consistent performance, which is what we wanted from Rodri all through his period at City so far. We wanted consistency. He'd crop up every so often over the last 2 years with 2 or 3 really good games, and we go, yes, this is what we want. And then he might drop off a little bit. But this season has been a massive turning point for Rodri, and we can't leave him out right now. Midfield, Bernardo and De Bruyne. Bernardo back in the starting 11. He didn't start against Fulham, but he looked good when he came on. And De Bruyne was really good against Fulham. I thought he looked better than he did against Southampton. I know there's a lot of mixed opinions on his performance against Southampton, but I thought against Fulham it was once again a good catapult for him to get back into form and build confidence and be important for these upcoming fixtures. This midfield level, I think it's the strongest we can have right now.
Yeah, no, Rodri over, I'd say since Arsenal, since when we went to, I'd say he's been snorting his Weetabix at the moment because he's been absolutely unreal. He's breaking down everything, and unfortunately, I think we kind of came to the decision that Fernandinho's legs are pretty much gone, so he's going to have to be in there most, if not all, games for the rest of the season. Then Gundogan, sorry, we don't have Gundogan, we have Bernardo, don't we? Bernardo is you always call him Duracell Bunny. He's too good to drop. Even when he came on against Fulham on the wing, he still looked fantastic. He was still getting into the areas that we needed to. And De Bruyne, me and Joe are formed for not liking De Bruyne. I say not liking him. We have a form for criticising him. But he was really good against Fulham. I think both of us said that. He was really, really good, man, the match against Fulham. And if he can put this work in, obviously they're going to be pressing the life out of us. If he can find those pockets in behind, if he tries obviously to be playing out of the back, if he can press them, break down their defense to the midfield, it's curtains, unfortunately, for Brentford. But I think if you get him on he's hungry. Evidently, you saw him against Fulham. He's hungry. He's going to want to go out there, cement himself back in the team, and if you get a determined De Bruyne, there's not much stopping him, to be honest with you.
I always say if you win the midfield battle, you are like well on your way to winning the game. So if these three players that we've chosen in the midfield do start and they're on form and they're up for it, it's scary hours for Brentford because these are three top players. Moving into the front three, we're going to start on the right this time because I think it's nailed on at this point. There's no point in even making an argument for anybody else. Riyad Mahrez has to play on the right. He's a big game player. He crops up with goals when you need them the most, and I just think Pep absolutely loves him right now, and so do we. So Riyad Mahrez, don't even need a conversation right now. I mean, Jesus, he's a bit away from Riyad Mahrez in terms of ability and consistency and just delivering output in general. And then moving into the middle, we've gone with Jack Grealish. We felt maybe Sterling, I know you want to make a point on him, but I'll give my one quick. We could have put Sterling in because he didn't play against Fulham, and he's been good in recent months as well. But Grealish was particularly good against Fulham, so we put him through the middle. We didn't want to leave Foden out, so we put him on the left. But we know from when Grealish and Foden play together, it's very fluid between those two. You know, one's capable of moving to the middle, one's capable of moving out to the left, and it's just really an overall nightmare for back four. Fire away with your Sterling point and tell me about this front three.
I just want to preface it by saying I thought Grealish was really, really good against Fulham. I thought the way the places he got into the positions, the fact he was running at people, again, not just sitting off trying to find space, he was just head down running at people, regardless, again, we said it in the review, regardless of if they're championship defenders, he's still doing it, which is a really good plus. But I think this is the kind of game now for Sterling where, you know, obviously his confidence can be low at the Southampton. Doesn't matter how good he was playing, took one knock and he'll go downhill straight away. And this is definitely a game for him where he can just come in, maybe get a goal, maybe get two, do anything to make himself feel good. Because again, he was the same as Grealish. He was just running at people against Fulham, and I thought, I thought he was really good. So I wanted to make sure he came on. Yeah, he came on. He was really good. He was running at people. It's just constant pluses. So I would like to see him in. I don't really care, to be honest with you. I don't mind who plays because I know we should realistically beat him. Mahrez is. I mean, he is unbelievable lately, man. There was a video there a while ago where me and Luke were talking about who would we take, Jesus or Mahrez, and I had to pretend like I'd take Jesus for about 20 minutes. But he is just, right now, Mahrez, on form. He's one of our best players. He's scoring the big goals. He has been for the last year or two now. He has to play. He has to play the majority against for the rest of the season, providing a big drop-off in form. And Foden, we have in as well. He was good enough. I think we gave him like a 7 or something. He was good enough again getting into positions. I think he can drop into the midfield. It can really help. He can let De Bruyne move a bit further forward again. It can suit whatever system we need. So it does make sense. It does really make sense as to why we have a Grealish in over Sterling.
We always find these starting 11s really hard to pick, don't we? Because there's so much quality in the team and there's so many good players that would start for probably any other team in Europe that we have to leave out based on the amount of depth we have in this team. I think it's fair to say right now this is probably our strongest starting 11, give or take Grealish and Gundogan on their day, depending on who's on form at that time. Other than that, everybody else absolutely are the best players for their current positions. So let us know your thoughts on our predicted 11 down below. As always, we'd love to know what you think because these, like I said, are hard to pick for us. Let's get our score predictions in now. I think it's going to be an interesting one based on the last game. Brentford will be out because they want to get something from it. They'll feel they deserved something last time. What do you think of this one?
I got the last one right. I'm going to continue getting it right. I'll say 2-0. See.
Who's scoring?
Fuck's sake. Mahrez will get one. And I think it'll be 1-0 for the majority of the game. And you'll be thinking, oh, this is going to finish 1-0. It's going to finish 1-0. Then my man Sterling's going to come on and get back post at the end. That's how it's going to go.
Beautiful, beautiful. I take that as well. I'm going to go for a 3-1 City. I don't know why. I just think maybe if Eriksen does play, it's written in the stars that he has a romantic return and gets either a goal or assist, something like that, which would probably be nice to see, considering the trauma he's gone through. But listen, we want the City win, and I'm going to put my neck on the line on top of that 3-0 and say a Grealish goal. I've been backing a Grealish goal for ages. It's coming. He should have got it against Fulham, but he was fouled in the box. Yes, we got a penalty, but I was really hoping he'd score. I want Grealish to do well. I've got him behind me, match worn jersey. I want this guy to do well. I need this guy to do well. I love him.
An investment
for me. 2-0 from Dara. I'm saying a Grealish goal. He's saying a Sterling goal. If you watch the game and you watch this whole preview and you come this far, do come back for the review and tell us if we were far off or if you thought we could have done better. And let us know your score predictions down below in the comments as well. We'd love to know what you guys think. Do leave a like on this video. The support recently has been absolutely fantastic. You've been running with the likes and the subscriber count has gone up. The community is growing and we're so grateful to have you all with us. So if you're new, do hit the subscribe button and join the beautiful H94 community. You want to say?
Watch the watch along.
Watch the watch along. We're doing a live watch along on Wednesday night. Do come along and join. I think it's myself and Rebel, and we will be there commentating, giving our thoughts. Come along and join us. And I haven't said this in a while, but link down below is our Discord server, free to join. Load of City fans. Do join the Discord if you fancy it. And we'll hopefully see you on Wednesday night for the live watch along. Good night and God bless.